Actually, I chose not to do video again concerning this subject. But what I saw recently, I was like, I just couldn't help it, but decided to do another one. It's about this Pastor Chris Okafor and what's that woman's name? I don't even know her name. But I was just focused on the Chris, the name, Chris Okafor. And VDM eventually involved himself in this issue. Honestly, that anybody that have been paying attention or cares about history will bear with me that most great men, most, not all, most great men were brought down, were destroyed. Nations were destroyed. Men went to war and fought and killed, slaughtered themselves simply because they couldn't control their certain desires. I want to word it well, you know, so that it won't look like I'm saying something that is so outrageous for the online or community guidelines on YouTube and the rest, you know. It's very unfortunate. It's honestly very unfortunate that men, you see a lot of great men that will come up, do a lot of things, and then they will go and entangle with themselves with some women who are basically witches, and eventually that act, that desire to satisfy that woman or male urges eventually will be their destruction. But before I continue on this, no adult male, let's not talk about women now, because there are certain subjects that it's difficult for them to actually apply logic. You know, I'm bringing up logic. I'm talking about reasoning. Let's even start from there. We all know as adult male, you don't need to be. We all know that most women target men in high positions. I'm not talking about unmarried, single women. I'm talking about including married women. They target those men in high positions, including the clergymen, the reverend fathers, the pastors. Guys, let me give you a hint. I'm actually writing a book. Eventually that book will be published, I don't know when. There are some things I will say in that book, which I personally experienced while I was in this seminar. You guys have no idea. I'm talking about even married women. So married men, husbands, you have no idea how women seek the prick, the penis. I don't know what else to call it. Ammo. What name do you call it in your local dialect? They desire it like anything that will ever. Even as seminarian, you have no idea. You have no. I don't think you people understand. You think it's all everything about it's about money. You see, you think it's money that attracts women, only money that attracts women to men. That's why they say only very few percentage of men actually have sex with women, because those are the ones they find attractive, except the ones women after when they start to age, they decide to settle for. But when they are in their prime, even when they are off their prime. So all those pastors, you think all these women that are around them every morning, they are sleeping in the church, they are waking up in the church, they are sweeping the church, they are doing everything. Oh, pastor, hey, pastor, bless me. Oh, the pastor, daddy, bless me. Oh, Reverend Father, oh, please do this. I don't want to say everything that you guys will read in the book until it comes out. So for you to think that all these women that are complaining of Pastor Chris, oh, he has sex with them, what are you guys saying? If you are a man and you are joining the chorus, bashing that man, I don't know what name to call you. Ewu Zambia, enenete ewu KO. Because it shows that up till now, you are still living, you are still delusional, living in la la land. I don't know how to call it. To think that, oh, because I have more money than this guy, so what can she find attractive in that man? You are a, if that's how you think. All these pastors, reverend fathers, rich guys, men, call them Obi Kubana, Davido, name them. I'm even talking about the high top 1%. Because you might think, but what do the reverend fathers have? What do pastors have? Okay, if you think like that. To them, oh, he's a blessed man, or what we call in catfish back then, blessed. Blessed mojo. Back then in the seminary, that was how they were, as in they see it like, oh, I'm not telling you what I think, I'm not telling you what I heard, I'm not telling you what they say, I'm telling you what I personally, with my kolo eye, observed. They are doing everything to seduce all these pastors, reverend fathers, all these top guys. Every one of them, they are finding everywhere, doing everything, using all their sexual body or organs on their body to attract, to seduce these men. And eventually they will get them. And then when something doesn't work out, or maybe the relationship does not end the way they want, or they assume that it will never end, then suddenly they become victims. And then suddenly, oh, they were on their own. The man, those men were the ones that came and they deceived them to sleep with them. Oh, for believing all this nonsense. I'm not saying some men don't take advantage. I know, yeah, there are those guys in the top, those reverend fathers, those pastors that, because some eventually the temptation will be overwhelming to them, they will succumb. Some may not even be succumb. Some will just say, like, you know what, let me enjoy this this abundance of applications being thrown at them, since they are not making any effort. So can as well just enjoy it. So anyone that comes their way, they will knock heaven and earth. Alalo Tobago, Alalo Tobada. Yeah, maybe that will be the fault. The only fault you can actually say, where you can blame them, is that, you know, the self-discipline or self-control is what they lack. I'm not saying, no matter how whatever it is, you can fail for that. You can. It's possible. You are a human being. It depends on how strong you are. But, you know, like they call it in religion or Christian doctrine, temptation. It can come and you might fail, but you could do your best not to. But the easiest way to avoid even that, don't even let them come very close. Don't keep them afar, as in, just like they said in the Bible, for those who are Christians, Satan, get behind me. People don't understand that. You know, people think, most Christians think they understood Jesus. You guys do not. They want to be Mr. Nice Guy, so you allow them to keep coming, so that they won't say, oh, you are very rude, you are very this, until eventually they will succeed in allowing that your flesh to fail for that. Because I don't know how many men that eventually, if they open their breast or their vagina for, will be able to resist that. But the funny thing, at the end, these women will still be the one to come and be shouting, oh, this man did this on me, this one impregnated me, as if it wasn't their intention. Who can tell me that a grown-up woman who said that she got pregnant unintentionally? It wasn't her intention to be pregnant. Who can tell me that? But like I'm saying, what pisses me off is that fellow men are the ones joining hands or joining the chorus to bring these men down. These men that some you can call them victims, some maybe they actually did those things intentionally. As in, the point is, you'll be surprised that even if those guys, even if Pastor Chris was as bad as they claim, but I bet that he was probably somewhere and they came and to start throwing themselves at him. And then suddenly, oh, they are innocent. He impregnated them and ran away. Yeah, like I said, if I start saying everything I experienced while I was in the seminary, you have no idea. Let me tell you guys, you see, when you are in that top position, as a man, yeah, well done.
Once you pick, I don't know.
Okay. Okay, so I needed to attend to some persons. So, see, let me tell you something. Do you know that Reverend Fathers, pastors, all these top men or other men, you know when I say Reverend Father, they say, why are you including them among the top men? I'm talking about women don't regard them the way we men regard those people. Even though we, the men, we also, when you see a Reverend Father, you have that kind of respect for them. Even pastors too. It's not as if you see them as God, but you know, okay, this person singled himself out for this kind of career or vocation. You know, you should have some respect for the person. But for them, women, no, most women don't see it that way. What's it called? Elon Musk. What's the name of this Facebook owner? All these guys, Reverend Father and the rest. If they succeed in seducing these men, you think they want them to have sex with them with condom? You must be joking. To them, they are that prick. You see that their dick, their penis. It's like I you know. Remember I mentioned when I was back then in they call us holy mojos. Do you know what mojo means? Maybe you should go and ask any seminarian or Reverend Father to explain what mojo means. They see it as as if you put that your holy mojo inside, it's as if God is having sex with them. Is blessing their body. They don't want any obstruction. They want it direct, flesh. Even if they have no intention to bear kiss for you, they want flesh. They don't want anything between your prick and their vagina or their body. See, I've seen things, so, and yet men are the one making it sound like, oh, these people are victims. Joining the chorus online, condemning. No. One of the mistakes this guy made, Pastor Chris Okafor, one of the mistakes he made on this saga was that apology. That was wrong. You see this other, you know, you brought, oh man, I don't know who you seek advice from. For lock up. For lock up. What happened? In fact, he went that way. That apology you render on the altar. Guess what? He made it worse. Because they don't see you finish. This weak man. He couldn't own up. See what I'm saying? I'm not even defending you. I'm not even trying to defend what he did. No, that my point is, come on, be a man. If you tell the assassin, you apologize for it. Guess what? It didn't made them to shut up. It even made it worse. Now, the worst thing now, they said I don't know how true it is that he has stepped down as a pastor in his church. in his own church, unless I'm mistaken, he has stepped down because of, even after apology, even got what people said no, they want more, they want him to resign from that church. Now he went ahead to do that. Now they said even the resignation, even stepping down as a pastor in that church, even losing that church is not enough for them. No, they want him arrested and prosecuted and jailed. Oh man, I can't move now. Like I said, let me tell you, people who actually know me off this internet or off camera, they already know I'm not religious. No, I don't give a rip about any single one of these religious group, organization or whatever. So it's not a matter of, oh, you are trying to defend Pastor Chris because you are a Christian, or because you want to defend it because you are a man. They're not defending him. He probably did all those things. But look at the genesis of this whole thing. When all of us had it online. The same mouth that came out and said everything, as she was saying that, was also saying exactly the same thing. Saying like, I'm just kind of paraphrasing that, saying it as if she actually conspired or participated in the whole act. He was also kind of accusing Pastor Chris. And then everybody has forgotten, nobody is even talking about everything he said. So you knew, but what I mean by participating or conspired with, you knew he did all those things, which is a crime or which is illegal in the country, and you kept quiet. For how many months, years? Now, because he didn't want to marry you, he decided to, because he was a black man, basically, and decided to blackmail him online. And some stupid men came out and joined. It's not about who is right. It's about even you pointing accusing finger. It's supposed to start from you. In that case, there was no justification to even listen to whatever you have to say, because even from your mouth, you made it even worse than the person you are accusing. That your own case even worse. But of course, you are a woman, so that sympathy will always come. Not even for the women. It's expected and understood that women will always support women. But the fellow men, being after knowing all these things that have happened to men in the past and still happening to current men now, and you joined. This is where I fought VDM. VDM, it doesn't matter the kind of issues you have with pastors or Christianity, or that man in particular. In this case, you should stay away. Because who are you trying to protect? Or to bring justice to? Now, what we are pushing what you did was to punish Pastor Chris. Not the woman that is online shouting, he did this, he did that, he did this, he did that. When she was saying almost every bad thing he said the man did, she knew about it and kept quiet. And even there's a pastor, if I'm not mistaken, there's one man in South Africa that is saying that even her with Chris or whatever, I think another pastor, I can't remember, I don't know the exact story, but I listened to one or two things she said online. That the woman was also among those who joined with those pastors to even kill him, to buy him. He joined them to take him out, or to defraud him, something like that. You didn't even see you didn't see that video, you didn't see that accusation. No, the only accusation that makes sense is the woman going to a man. That's the one you want to get involved with. The only thing I'll tell you is, I have no issue with you. But it will pain me, just like it has happened to other men. The level where you are now, you should be very careful when it comes to women. Because not every woman, of course, they are very good ones. But this kind of persons that are coming out, you are siding yourself with, you are not better than those men in the Bible, those great men, those Look at the men they've messed up. People who are committing suicide in the West. Killing themselves over because of trying to, they trusted one woman or the other. Eventually they put them down. Now, if you're not careful, even though you are doing nothing, they will bring you down. It's going to be very painful for those of us by the side watching and or observing. Because it was not necessary. You see, you getting yourself involving in this case was not necessary. It doesn't matter what you do, whether you are fighting for justice for everybody, this and that. In this case, it was not justice for everybody. It was one-sided. It's very clear. If you like, say whatever you want to say. My understanding that you called that woman so that I get more information to attack the Pastor Chris Okafor. No, give it here, man. Because I don't need to say all these things. You know, you can only say one thing and then let men find the experience. I don't know how old you are, VDM, but it's obviously you are still much younger. You know, yes, I'm older than you. Experience will teach you. I know probably, yeah, I expect you to be richer than me, but everything. But you see, as you age in life, experience will teach you a lot of things. Money will not teach you. Experience will teach you a lot of things. Fame will not teach you. What I must have passed through doesn't mean you have not passed through your own experience, but I don't think in this aspect you have not. I just hope you will survive. You will not end up like other men. So I'm not supporting, I don't, to me, I consider all these Pentecostal churches as a business. That's how I see it. I don't care about who is running the church. It's business, it's money-making ventures. That's how I see it. So I'm not seeing them as, oh, they are godly sent or something. I have some respect for them, you know, until they prove themselves otherwise. I have respect, I mean, for you to say, yeah, being a pastor too is not, I mean, I can understand, but the level of respect is not the same that I give to Reverend Father, but I choose not to get married. You know, because that is a big sacrifice on that part for them. Don't even though it's, who call it, just like me. It's a choice to say, you know what, it's not even, some persons do it because of the sacrifice, even though they have that urge. But you know what, but because I want to serve God in this way, I would rather abstain from sex or having any form of intimate relationship with any woman. Why some of us are like, I mean, what is even their self? I beg, let me live the rest of my life as a celibate or stay away from this kind of aspect of life. So it's not even necessarily a sacrifice. But I just, once you're a Reverend Father, I just put everybody in the same. So I'm not defending anybody, but man, this last episode or saga, the trend of the story, where they say the man apologized in the church, only for it to get worse. Now he has stepped down. Now they are calling for his head. He made a mistake. That's the truth. He made a mistake by that apology. It has happened. It has happened. I didn't see any need for that. What was the point? Even if he made a mistake in some moves, he shouldn't have made that apology. If you want to do it, let it be private. I will even do it privately. For what? Two of you are... Who is even a saint here? Let me even... Who is a saint? The person who was married, a married woman, going to seek for a sexual relationship with a pastor. Who is even in a worse situation? Who is even supposed to... Back then, when they used to stone people that do this kind of crime, who is it? See, men are... modern men are so weak that sometimes I will just hiss. Look at what they are doing online, supporting nonsense. Don't worry, it may come to you. By that time, you start seeking for help. Now you are supporting this. Fine, as you're supporting it, you will keep growing until it happens to your own brother or to you or your father.